Alright, Outlaws fans, let's talk. I'm not really even trying to talk specifically to the actual Outlaws fans. I'm talking to the haters. But let me inform some of you people that don't know what's going on right now. So people are jumping ship on the Outlaws because, well, they haven't been winning as much as they used to. Because they think they suck. People are leaving the Outlaws Discord. Now, this may be because it's very toxic. Now, I was in there the last couple weeks, and honestly, the chat was just toxic. There are some people where everything they say is just negative. They're trying to say that Muma and Linkser are terrible players, which, if you follow the team, if you follow the scene, you know they're not. There are plenty of people that are worse than them. Maybe they're not the best, but they're definitely really good. And people are still leaving the Discord. Now, some of them have been saying, they suck, I don't want to find a new team. And you weren't really a fan if that's your position. Maybe you're just venting if you're saying that, but you're still going to support them. Okay. Maybe you're saying, I'm not going to try very hard to watch every single game as it airs. That's also okay. OpTic has so many esports. You might follow traditional sports like I do, and there's no way you can watch all of them live. That's fine. If you don't want to prioritize it, that's fine. But to say that you're going to stop being a fan, you can't really be a fan and then stop when it comes to a team like this. And I think the biggest problem is that Season 1, Stage 1, they showed greatness. They went, 7-3? And they made it to the stage playoffs. They went on an 18-map winning streak, which is the longest map winning streak until this week. All last season, right? This was stage 1. So every stage since then, we're talking about a team like the New York Excelsior, who did not beat that. We're talking about the London Spitfire, the LA Valiant. They didn't beat that. It wasn't until the Shock beat it this week. And that was the last thing Outlaws fans had to hold on to from the greatness that the Outlaws had. And now it's gone. Not only that, but they did not seem well the last 2 weeks. And they had long to prepare for them. So a lot of people are upset. And I'm frustrated too. Like, I'm not saying you can't be frustrated with your team, but to just jump ship and not support the team anymore, that's just, you can't do that, right? And I usually don't like to throw too much, like, opinion in there and state it as fact. But like, you weren't really a fan if you did that. Now, again, if you were venting and just expressing how you feel with maybe satire or saying that, but not actually going to do it. You know, some people will say something and be like, they lost, kill me, right? They don't actually mean that they want to die, which I understand. But some of them are actually leaving the Discord. Now, I hope it's just because it's a toxic community in there, right? I'm looking there now. There's this one guy that all he says is negative things. I still think he's a good fan though, right? Possibly. I don't know him. He seems to say a lot of negative things. But he says all these negative things, but yet he still says supportive things. So maybe he is just upset, but it's very toxic in there. But the other thing that gets people upset is that they're not winning in the current composition meta. Goats has been the meta for forever. The dev team tried nerfing the Goats composition. It's still the strongest one. But they've opened the door for other compositions to work. Last season, they were the kings of cheese. They played Junkrat before it was meta. They were doing the pirate ship meta and getting it to work. And now they're not doing it. They have the Torburn meta, right, on Busan. But besides that, they don't have too many strange things like that. And to not even try DPS comps. That's why people are upset. Now, the biggest problem, this all started when a lot of the casters and analysts said that they should stop running Goats against Vancouver Titans. Now, while I am on board with the Houston Outlaws saying that you need to run Goats at certain points, I'm not even upset that they ran Goats on point A Paris against Vancouver. I'm upset that they didn't switch off after failed attempt after failed attempt after failed attempt. Maybe they got in the gambler's mentality, be like, oh, they just used an ult, we'll have ult advantage, and then lost again, be like, oh, well, now we have all our ults. Maybe, but there's definitely something wrong with that. And I just wish that the actual organization would come out and make a statement. Because everyone's upset right now. They're 3-7. There's only 3 teams that are worse. You could argue the Charge because They have 4 wins, but they have more losses. The Outlaws or the Chargers are probably going to go winless this stage, but they play against each other. So the winner of that is probably going to get a win. That's probably the most likely win for our team right now. I'm going to be honest. Our team doesn't look good. Am I still a fan? Yes, I'm going to watch every match as best as I can. Is it frustrating? Hell yes, it's frustrating. But for all this drama to be going over there, it's frustrating. And honestly, people are yelling at Flame and Tyrone. Flame has came out and said that they're understaffed. Infinite is trying to sell OpTic, which is a known problem. I'm not sure if they don't have any money allocation to get better players or more staff, but they need to do something because they're losing fans apparently. Because it's not just the Houston fans, there's OpTic fans, there's people that aren't connected to OpTic or Houston that just love the players themselves, which is another problem. People don't want them to just hang on to the player that might suck but have good personality. So Flame was on Oversight with Thorin and Monte Cristo and Avast, I believe. The way he was talking, he seemed lost. Now, a lot of what he was saying is that he didn't want to give away his strats, which may be in the cover-up, but he seemed lost. And I'm not sure if, again, it's because he didn't want to reveal stuff, or maybe he does need more staff. But I don't know. I don't know how long this has been a problem, because between seasons, we didn't get anyone. We got Dante, and I guarantee you this is exactly what happened. The Shock was thinking long-term, and they actively made changes. They picked up players before they were even able to play in the league. They probably said, hey, we're going to have a full roster, and we have 1 million DPS. We need another tank. Can we take Smurf from your academy team, Houston? Houston didn't even have an academy team left. They only had Smurf on their roster. They're like, yeah, we're not going to use him. And like, we'll take Dante. That's what happened. I guarantee that's what happened. More formally, though. Obviously not exactly how I said it. And it's, I think that's just so clear. And they're not actually adapting, making changes. Since Season 1, Stage 1, they haven't gotten better. They haven't even fallen. There's usually peaks and valleys. The peaks are very low. But through all this drama and all the backlash they got for tweeting and everything, there's one silver lining. More so if you're more of a fan of OpTic than Houston. Because a lot of the OpTic teams haven't been doing well recently. Minus the Gears team, they are an exception. Everyone knows this. But this is a wake-up call. Every other stage that they've been in, they've been able to squeak by. Just a little bit. Say, hey, we can improve. Now, if they go winless, or maybe only one win this stage, maybe they'll actually get their stuff together. Now, there's only 28 games this season, though, so maybe that is not enough to get us into the season playoffs again. But hey, maybe this will be a wake-up call for next season. But at least now they're going to see a glaring problem. Stage 4 last year, we almost made it into the stage playoffs. We almost made it to the season playoffs. So we're able to say, hey, we're not that bad. If we placed like Shanghai last season and we didn't make any changes, do you know the backlash they would have gotten? But now they're starting to get backlash. Hopefully they have the resources to make changes though. Hopefully there isn't too much of a monetary issue. Hopefully that isn't causing the understaffing. Hopefully the staffing issue can be a recruitment process, because I do think that one of the biggest problems is the players. We're not feeling a full roster, but until this stage we haven't even used the whole roster. Bandy hasn't gotten much playtime. Arhan didn't get much playtime until this stage. And some other players should get a chance. Raucus, a lot of people are calling for Raucus and Bonnie to try switching roles. Maybe get Bonnie in there. So there's that silver lining. Maybe this is a wake-up call. Should they lose? Should they go winless this stage? It might turn out good for the rest of the season. So, should they lose? No, I want them to win every match. But at least there's something good that come out of this. Sorry that was just a little bit of a rant today. I was just really upset with some of the stuff that went on, and some of the other teams didn't have too much going on. COD team doesn't have too many matches until London. The Gears team won another 2K, and I'm still not sure if I want to keep the Outlaw stuff separate from the other OpTic stuff. Let me know if you guys care, if you guys want the Outlaw stuff to be on separate videos or maybe a separate channel. But yeah, that's another reason. Next week there will be CS to talk about, Overwatch League, and maybe some pre-Call of Duty stuff and whatnot. But yeah, subscribe if you want to be up to date on all that stuff. Until next time, guys. Peace out.